So today I want to do a little mini review overview of a Creality Otter. I picked this optical scanner up from my buddy. He got it refurbished. I think he only spent like $500 or $600 on it. So good price overall. If you don't have an application where you don't mind painting it or marking it up with stickers or any of the other steps that's going to help to get you a more accurate, better scanned model, if that's not a hindrance to you guys, then yeah, this is actually a perfectly solid pickup. Maybe this will help you guys pick out your model of optical scanner that you're looking for. All right, here we have an Otter. Let's check out what's in the box. All right, upper section, got some Type-C adapters, instruction manual, little, looks like a calibration plate, so we're probably gonna need that at some point. Microfiber cloth, got some of those dots that we can add to add to parts so we can get hopefully a better scan out of them. And then a little strap rig. The Otter itself. Two different types of cables, USB to Type-C and a USB to Type-C with a locking screw. And then a little calibration owl. All right, let's hook this up to our computer and see how it runs. So I'm gonna save everyone the pain of watching me attempt to calibrate. When I first took it out with my buddy, it took me about 40 minutes just to get it in. When I was by myself on my main computer, it actually took me so long I couldn't even get it, so I didn't bother with the calibration. I just went straight into the testing. This is the little owl that they got. It's got really good shadowing and good contrasting with good like standout features, and I thought this scanned extremely well. But as you can see, it didn't complete everything. Even though the model looks solid, it didn't actually complete and connect everything. So that's why I kind of ultimately decided to give it a second shot. So we're just going to do a new scan after we delete this one. I'm going to give it a couple extra passes, a couple different angles. But once again, it showed, you know, everything was highlighted. Everything looked like it was good, like it got a full scan out. Now, part of the problem could be I'm not using a fixed mount for the camera. That could be one of my issues. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, after one or two passes, again, the thing looks solid enough. Looks like I got every feature in detail. Absolutely almost perfect model. Again, a few spots not closed completely. Those are easy enough to connect. I'm not like super concerned about that. Like that detail on that, it looks gorgeous. So now we're going to try to do a 1, 2, 3 block, which I would consider this my calibration test. It says that it's within 0.2 millimeters of accuracy. We'll see about that. Every time I spin this around, it's got enough contrast, I think. Like the pictures look good and everything's autoed, so it should be picking up something. The fact that it's moving left and right and up and down pretty consistently, not picking up all the points, it's concerning to me. And yeah, it's picking up, changing access, changing orientation. Yeah, the camera's moving a little bit more than I'd like it to. As much as it's throwing it out, that's definitely cause for concern for me. Because my ultimate goal with this is going to be getting an optical scanner like this so I can do a little quicker, easier reverse engineering without having to invest in like way more expensive equipment. And just based on these few test results that I'm getting right now, it does not look like this was the option for me. The big thing this is saving me from is getting a comparator. You know, brand new, those things are like $4 grand plus. Finding them used is pretty difficult. So changing planes, it's adding multiples. It's kind of scanning all over the place. And for a simple part that's, honestly, it's not, it should have enough contrast. It should be picking up these geometric points a little better than it is. As you can see, that's like the fullest scan, so I try and process this one. You know, the model, it doesn't look too bad. It's still missing quite a lot. Well, a lot of details that it even was picking up. So, you know, I try to do like a first measurement, and 50.56 millimeters. That's like 1 inch 990, something like that. So it's about 1/10 thou off. For your 2-inch section, it's not bad. And again, it's also off alignment. It's not perfectly squared, so it could be some issues there. And I think I got 17 millimeters on the 1 inch. So again, about 1/10 thou off, which having 1/10 thou off in two different directions, uncalibrated, that honestly seems pretty accurate to me. But, and again, this is more of the difficulty picking up parts, which I tried changing around the focus and everything. It should be picking this part up. It's got enough lighting on it. It's got enough contrast, especially against the white. I struggle to see where the difficulty is for this picking up these details. It says that it should be picking up shiny objects. It says that it can pick up black matted objects, but you know, so far we're not getting there. So I'm not getting those results that they're claiming on their website anyways. The person whose scanner this is, though, he loves it and he has no issues with it, but he also scans much larger. He also scans much larger car parts, so it may not be as big of a deal. You should be getting better results if you're using good reflective paint. The thing is, if I want to use this as a optical scanner or for optical quality control, I can't use any paint on parts that I have, so I kind of am stuck with, I want the part to have the finish that it has, and it comes out good, but you know, if it has this much difficulty scanning just a basic 1, 2, 3 block, I don't know that I would trust it to be picking up much smaller details and being accurate about it. Again, once again, I got as much information as I could with that, several passes, and it would not go. Now here's the actual part that I wanted to try. I just wanted to see if maybe it was the size, the shape, the contrast, and it picks up nothing. It'll pick up the plate more than it picks up the part. So I'm thinking maybe if I can get a negative about it, I can have the geometry that I want. Try and change it around, see if it helps anything, but it's just, it doesn't want to pick up anything. Again, I'm changing and tweaking the settings a little bit just to see if I can get something to be picked up and, you know, get an immediate crash. So, once again, an immediate crash. This was the best result, and again, this was my hoping to get a negative out of it, and it just wasn't even giving me a solid enough negative. Again, changing, tweaking some parameters. Like, I can see the shape. Like, I can see it's sitting in the middle of my optical lens. Why isn't it picking any of this stuff up? Is beyond me. I don't know. So at this point, I'm going to go to the larger part. Maybe there's something to do with how small it is. Again, I may just need reflective paint to take up some of these surfaces a little better, or to use a dotting method. But it should be picking up these contrasts better than what it is. And I can't, you know, this is a aimpoint COA right here. I'm not exactly about to spray paint, you know, a $500+ optic. Even if you cover the glass, it's not. First of all, it's not mine to spray, and second of all, I'm not going to ruin that paint job. Try it again, and once again, we get another crash. So. Try a new scan, crash again. New scan, I'm actually going to change the way the lenses are focusing. I'm going to do it vertical rather than horizontal. See if I can get a slightly different result. And it seems like it's picking everything up fine. But once we post it out to Fusion, though, you can see it doesn't come out. So I don't know why it's not picking up the rest of the geometry. It shows that we should have enough information, but we just clearly don't. So again, I'm kind of at a loss for this. So unfortunately, I can't get the project done that I want to do. The reason why I picked up the scanner. But results may vary depending on what you're trying to measure. So here's my overall thoughts on the Creality Otter. I think the lenses are a limitation, but you have something like the test style that they have. I mean, that scan did come out beautiful. They missed a couple details behind the feet and behind the wings. And a lot of that, I think, has to do with the anti-reflective painting. If you can anti-reflectively paint something, this will perfectly fit within most applications that you're going to have. Again, the accuracy was pretty close, uncalibrated. In just using their software, it was within 10th thou of a 1, 2, 3 block. If I would have imported that to an STL file or like a .step file, maybe it would have been a little more accurate. It wasn't perfectly true on the alignment, so that could have been throwing it off a little bit, but it was in both the 1 and the 2 side. They were both off about 10,000 short. That's not that big of a deal for an uncalibrated lens like this. To be off 10th thou at the box, that's honestly not that bad. And I'm sure that number would shrink substantially if you could get the calibration going. Unfortunately, mine was stuck on calibration for my main computer. Laptop worked just fine, but the laptop is so much slow, I didn't feel like messing with that and recording the videos on that, so that's where we're at with that. What I would love to get my hands on next, though, is the Raptor X Pro, or Raptor Pro, whatever that's called. It's around $1,600. It's got a few different features, blue light grid pattern, a few other things. It's supposed to be a little more accurate, a little better on picking up holes. And my use case for an optic like this is going to be, one, reverse engineering. I do have a lot of parts that I want to get scanned, so I could start reverse engineering them. I can measure most things, but there are certain angles that I can't measure easily. Again, the optical comparator would be the best thing for me, but they're about $4,000 new. They're also pretty difficult to find used. My market anyways. And my other use case that I'd really like to use it for is inspection. I do have a decent amount of inspection equipment, but this would be a massive piece in the arsenal, especially if it's pretty accurate, which I'm hoping the Raptor is, where this is not. So this, because it will pick up and will give you a good scan, but I'm thinking it needs more of that anti-reflective paint. You're gonna need more of those dotting, and I can't do a lot of that with customer parts. I can't be spray painting someone's parts. Or if what I was trying to do, I was attempting to get the foot plate of the A-cut, because I was going to start A-cut in Gen 6s as they come across, or Gen 5s if people want those. And I don't want to waste a whole bunch of material just kind of guessing at that angle. I'm pretty sure it's 70 degrees, but I'm not 100% sure. And unless I got that to a comparator, which I can't do at work, can't bring in gun parts, that would be the ideal situation, but we are where we are, so. But overall, if you're working on bigger parts, I think car parts is what my buddy uses this for a lot, and he loves it. He's never had any issues. If you're working with smaller parts, you may want to look at getting a little bit more expensive system. I think that Raptor is probably the starting point for what I'm trying to do. So, well, if you found this helpful or interesting, I'd appreciate a like or a share. And let me know in the comments what you guys think about this system. Have you used it? Have you used this thing's bigger brother, little brother? Did it work for you? Did I miss something? As always, thanks for watching. Till the next one.